Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back for your monthly horoscopes for the month of January of 2026. Happy New Year! Glad to see you all here today. I hope you had a good one. January is gonna get pretty significant if you ask me. We're gonna have a full moon in Cancer, a new moon in Capricorn. We're gonna have a triple conjunction happening in the sign of Capricorn. We're also seeing the big ingress of Neptune shifting into the sign of Aries. And we're also seeing new cycles getting started, 9 to be exact. So there are actually a lot of things going on in the month of January. And this year really kicks off with a great big bang. So yeah, I'm like exaggerating a little bit, but I'm pretty excited to be talking to all of you about January of 2026 because, oh boy, like, so many conjunctions, so many oppositions, trines to Uranus. All the planets are then going to start to conjunct Pluto, the planet of power, whenever they shift into Aquarius. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. So grab your chart, really look at Capricorn and the Aquarius part of your chart, because that is going to get massively lit up during the next month. So yeah, just brace yourselves, because a lot of change is coming and a lot of unexpected change, unexpected breakthroughs. Yeah, it's gonna be a month that you're really gonna be remembering. So let's look at the transits for the month of January. And yeah, it's like a little bit of a festive chart and presentation that I've made today, because, and also, before I really dive into this, like, I'm wishing all of you guys a happy new year, but remember that the real new year, it only starts in March of 2026, whenever we have the sun ingressing into Aries and Aries season starts. That is a new year. Now we're in the dead of winter. Do not try to fully like reinvent yourself. Do not put too much pressure on yourself, because we have so many things in Capricorn and we can really feel the weight of that. And I know it's like socially acceptable to make all your New Year's resolutions and try to make like a whole new start. Just don't force yourself into it. Take some time to rest, to hibernate, to cocoon, definitely with this full moon in Cancer that we're seeing on January the 3rd. And just know that you can like have a full new head start whenever Aries season starts in March. So with that being said, we can start looking at all the planetary influences that we are about to witness this month. So on January the 3rd, full moon in Cancer, it's about care, nurture. A very parental or maternal flavor is injected in this full moon. And of course, it's about protected spaces. And it's also about protecting our loved ones. This is a really big emotional culmination. Of course, Cancer, it is a sign of home, family, safety, belonging, and something in that is going to reach a very big peak here. It's actually about emotional honesty. And this is like, it's going to set like the whole emotional backdrop for all the intensity that's going to follow later. It's also going to remind us that ambition means nothing if we're like disconnected from our inner security. I've already made the full moon in Cancer video, so you can definitely check that out if you want to know more about all of this and where it happens in your chart. It's a very blessed full moon because it's conjunct Jupiter. It's also conjunct fixed star Sirius. Like, a lot of beneficial, positive things can really come off this full moon, and especially with the big opposition to all the planets in Capricorn. This is like a really big one, and we need to like rebalance our outward ambitions versus our inner security or our emotional landscape. So don't go into full burnout at your job. Also listen at what your body needs, and also really take care of like your own emotional landscape. And you might need to rest a little bit more. Definitely a moon that is gonna like amplify all of our deepest emotions. It's also about our ancestry, breaking curses in that, healing family patterns. So yes, it's a very beautiful energy to tap into. It's at 13 degrees, which is an Aries degrees. We're really gonna be like acting on our emotions. Be careful not to become too reactive to certain things that are going to happening around, like all the family gatherings. Of course, Cancer is the sign of our home and family, and with all these festivities planned and all the New Year's wishes and all of that, it can become very beautifully healing. But there's also a square to Chiron and Aries, and that can definitely trigger some old family issues. But we are going to be able to really heal something in that, so make good use of that energy. Then on January the 6th, something very beautifully happens. Venus is going to make a conjunction with the Sun, and that's also called a GEMINI. She's getting reborn in the heart of the Sun. Very, very beautiful. Venus gets reborn. She's also going to make a superior conjunction, which means that she's going to shift from a morning to an evening star. Morning star Venus is very much focused on herself. Evening star Venus is becoming much more focused on our relationship. So very beautiful moment. Then on the 8th of January, Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers, are going to make a conjunction after Venus gets reborn in the heart of the Sun, which is like so beautifully. The cosmic lovers, they're going to grab each other's hands. They're going to be very, very cozy. This is a very sexual energy also that is getting triggered here. It's about beauty, love, and like, yeah, seduction. And Mars is like really acting on our passions and on our desires. So actually very great energy, very beautiful conjunction. This is a new cycle that is getting lit up in the sign of Capricorn between Venus and Mars. And because it's happening in Capricorn, there can be new relationships that are being formed that are going to be very beneficial for the long term. Capricorn, it is about responsibility, maturity. It can also be about business. So if you encounter a new business relationship, that could very well mean a lot of stability that is going to be provided by that over the long term. So that's very, very beneficial. If you meet someone new, someone that you're very attracted towards, that could actually mean a very long-term commitment, even marriage within a couple of years. Who knows? But this is definitely very beautiful energy to start planting seeds around relationships, attraction, passion, and really like, yeah, the cosmic lovers is divine femininity and divine masculinity that are actually coming hand in hand and are actually like being boosted by the Sun. The Sun is like putting a big spotlight on that. So that is so special. Triple conjunctions, we see them happening every 6.5, 7 years or so. But it's been a very, very long time since it happened in the sign of Capricorn. Of course, Capricorn, it is also our government, so structures within the government, judicial systems. It's making an opposition to Jupiter, which represents law and legality. We're going to see some new big laws getting implemented or like installed, and the public can react quite emotionally towards that with the full moon in Cancer. So definitely something to keep in mind. We're going to see a lot of new alliances being formed, a lot of diplomatic relationships that are going to be put under a lot of pressure with this triple conjunction in Capricorn, and definitely with the opposition to Jupiter, everything is going to get magnified and expanded even more, and that just makes it so much more profound. So on January the 9th, then we see a new synodic cycle that starts, or like a new cycle starts with Mars and with the Sun. So then Mars gets reborn in the heart of the Sun, and then a few days later, they're all gonna be opposing Jupiter. That is like in itself so profound, because triple conjunctions, they happen every 7 years or so. But what makes it extra remarkable is that they're gonna make an opposition to Jupiter right now. So that in itself, it is so magnificent, it is so profound, and it's gonna be very hard to miss whatever happens. So take good use of this energy, a very profound start or kickoff of the year of 2026. And whatever you plant or like seed right now, those seeds have enormous potential to be very beneficial and provide a lot of stability over the long term in the sign of Capricorn. It's also about maturing in relationships. So we're going to see a lot of new steps being taken in relationships, like taking your relationship to the next level, or engagement, or things like that. And with opposition to Jupiter in Cancer, it's also really about our home and our family. So yeah, maybe your niece is getting married, maybe your nephew tells you that they're pregnant, and like a big expansion of the family over a very long period of time. So yeah, that is actually such a magnificent energy. If we have anything between 16 or 19 degrees of the cardinal signs, which are, of course, Aries, Cancer, Libra, or Capricorn, then this is going to be huge for you. There's going to be a little bit of tension if you are a Libra or an Aries, but definitely friction creates a lot of change. And yeah, just like put your best foot forward right now, because you can really be rewarded with long-term beneficial energy. So then between the 9th and the 14th, all these conjunctions are going to make an opposition to Jupiter. And yeah, that is going to be so wild and so profound. And I just like cannot wait to hear what you guys will have to share with me about what's happening, because definitely a very, very big change is coming. Then later in the month, we're going to see that Venus is going to trine Uranus, which is perfect if you are a Taurus or a Libra. Breakthroughs in love and finances. Venus then enters Aquarius, and then all of the planets which are like then making a trine with Uranus, after that they're all going to ingress into Aquarius. They're all going to be conjuncting Pluto. So yeah, very, very profound energy. Venus in Aquarius, it's about like sometimes a little bit detachment and love. But it's also good to like have a big renewal or change or like innovation being brought into relationships. It can also be like very good for the financial market whenever we have a Venus trine Uranus. There can be very big ups and downs, but if you know how to make good use of that, that could really be beneficial. Not a financial advisor, but still we're going to see something like kicking off in the financial markets as well. So then on January the 17th, we see a Sun trine Uranus. Of course, the Sun, our willpower, our core identity, life essence is getting a boost from Uranus, shock, surprises, breakthroughs. So also a very, very good day to tap into that energy. On January the 18th, we're seeing a new moon in the sign of Capricorn, the sign of commitment, maturity, responsibility, the government. While that new moon is happening, it's going to trine Uranus, and Mercury will be conjunct Mars. And that is something to be a little bit mindful about, because Mercury, it rules over our speech and communication. And whenever it conjuncts Mars, there can be like a little bit of battles, or like very sharp words, like be careful of sharp tongues, be careful what you say. You don't want to go stir the pot, because whatever you're going to be stirring right now could have long-term consequences with the new moon in Capricorn. So of course, Capricorn, again, the sign of the government, like there's so much emphasis in the month of January on the government structures, like top-down structures, your boss, your father, people who have something to say about you. That is getting like massively highlighted. But because the new moon in Capricorn is actually making a trine towards Uranus and Taurus, that could prove to be of major beneficial breakthroughs over the long term. Uranus is breaking free, it is liberation, it is such a profound new moon, and we're definitely going to see a lot of new long-term commitments that are going to be implicated, whether that's like a new job, a new relationship, something new about like being committed to is going to prove to be very, very liberating over time. So really dive into all of the beautiful opportunities that are actually going to come onto your path. We're also seeing a Venus conjunct Pluto during this time. And Mars conjunct Mercury. That is so profound. And like to maybe explain a little bit more about the energy is a good example is actually Charlie Kirk. He had a Mercury conjunct Mars, but in the sign of Scorpio in his chart. And he was always so profound at like, really saying the harder stuff, being able to really discuss a lot of topics, not being able or not being afraid to share his mind about certain topics, but definitely very strong communication that is coming forward. And we're going to see some major news or some major revelations in regards to new laws that are getting implemented, especially also, but I'm going to talk about that later. I'm going to soon. And that is going to be like the pace in January, like we're going to see such a big uptick in everything that is going to go so fast, especially whenever Aquarius season starts. But yeah, this is like very profound energy. A lot of conjunctions, a lot of new cycles getting started. I do not want to overwhelm you guys, but on the 19th of January, the sun enters Aquarius. And Aquarius, that's really about our future. It is about the invisible structures in life. It is about new ideas being implemented. Very good time to start implementing new ideas, a new vision. It's about our future vision. But Aquarius, it is also the sign of like society and community, but also politics. So because all these things are also going to trine Uranus, we're going to have a lot of shakeups, a lot of surprises, and a lot of volatility within the realms of politics as well. Of course, yeah, it's very forward-thinking Uranus. It's like very big reformative pace as well. So yeah, envisioning the future, trying new things, new inventions that are going to come forward, genius insight coming off of that as well. On January the 19th, we see Venus conjunct Pluto, whilst also Mars is going to trine Uranus. So Venus, Pluto, very, very intense and transformational energy that is going to be casted into Venus's realm of relationships and marriage and beauty and art. And also there is a very deep reset in regards to our desires and our values as well. So yeah, this is a new synodic cycle of Venus and Pluto. So this is like going to intensify attraction, big money themes, emotional deep bonds, trust issues are going to come up. So yeah, definitely with Mars trine Uranus at the same time, there's like going to be a big breakthrough through taking action as well. So bold moves, liberation, sudden progress. This is really passion with a lot of courage to act on. And it's not about fear. We really need to release our fear, definitely in regards to themes about money and relationships. And then on January the 20th, Mercury is also going to shift into Aquarius. The mind is going to turn even more futuristic. It's about original ideas, progressive thinking, big picture conversations as well. Communication is also going to become a little bit more detached. It's going to become more logical, more inventive as well. So very great time for planning, brainstorming, discussing the future. Not so much anymore about rethinking the past. We are now being offered the chance with the full moon in Cancer to do that. Whenever Aquarius season starts, then it's like a big outlook and forward thinking about the future. So on January the 21st, we're going to see a Sun conjunct Mercury, a very big moment of clarity, and we're going to be articulating our wills and our wants and needs quite strongly. The Sun is, of course, about our ego. The Mercury is about our active conscious mind and talking about our wills. So yeah, anything that you say or like... it's going to make it much easier to say what you mean and mean what you say also by that. And there can be a lot of announcements, realizations, and important conversations happening around this time. So Sun, Mercury together, they're always a time of like big news and big announcements. And I'm pretty sure what it will be like. But here we can see Mercury conjunct Pluto, Sun conjunct Pluto, Mars conjunct Pluto, all within the same week. So after all the planets have now trined Uranus and are now fully ingressed into the sign of Aquarius, now they're going to start to conjunct Pluto one by one. And we know Pluto is very, very powerful, very intense. It brings hidden truths to the surface, everything that has been lingering beneath it, taboo issues. Pluto brings actually transformation through some kind of crisis. So Mercury conjunct Pluto, very mentally deep excavation kind of energy. It's about truths, obsessions, revelations, and a lot of psychological insight that is going to be accompanied by that. Conversations are going to be extra intense, research is going to go extra deep, and a lot of hidden information is going to come through the surface. And be mindful, words are going to carry so much power here. They can heal, transform, or they can also completely destroy depending on how they are used. So use them in a smart way. If you've been abusing your power, then you're gonna be kicked in the ass very strongly the last week of January, and that is not to it's not to judge, it is not to point fingers, but you're gonna be kind of confronted with how far your power goes, and some of the people are really like gonna be frustrated by that. So Mars enters Aquarius on January the 23rd. Freedom, progress. This is like less about personal ego, and it's more going to be about like acting in alignment with our future vision. Can be pretty radical at times. So the same day, we're also seeing the Sun conjunct Pluto, and this is actually a very important day because last year, when we had the Sun conjunct Pluto, we had the inauguration of Trump and the whole new tech giants that actually came forward. So we're gonna be having massive news coming out from that side. New regulations, new technology installments, new laws around technology, but definitely AI is also going to be a very big theme. And yeah, the Sun conjunct Pluto, it is always like a very, very powerful time. Power is in the spotlight with the sun shining its light on it. Power dynamics, control issues, transformation being brought to that by that, and also the identity of the sun is like being stripped down and rebuilt by Pluto, so it can feel extra intense, but it's also going to be very clarifying. So you're going to see where your power truly lies and also where you have been giving it away. So another big headliner of this month is, of course, Neptune entering the sign of Aries. We've already had a sneak peek on March the 30th of 2025. Neptune also shifted into Aries. And yeah, if we look what happened back then, it was a very, very tense time. We had the LA riots with everything that went on with ICE. Trump had to deploy the National Guard. There was a big emphasis and there were headliners around the echoes of the Civil War. Definitely gonna be extra intense, this ingress, because if we look at last year, how big and how massive that time period was, that wasn't when everything conjuncted Pluto. It's gonna be way crazier, and like not to scare any of you guys, but it's gonna be way intenser than what we saw last year. Last year was a sneak peek. It was an omen, it was foresight. Now Neptune shifts into Aries again, and it's gonna do that while so many planets are conjuncting Pluto, and Mars is gonna be conjunct Pluto. And that is the thing that is like, it's making me feel a little bit unsettling, to be honest, because yeah, on January the 27th, a new Synodic cycle starts with Mars and Pluto, and it is about force and action and conflict. And yeah, it's about acting on your deepest desires. It's competition, it is taking power, it is manipulative, it is revenge, it is jealousy. So these combinations, they always bring up some kind of violence, unfortunately, and we're gonna see a very, very big uptick in all the ongoing conflicts that are currently happening on this earth, unfortunately. So the fact that this Mars-Pluto new Synodic cycle happens in Aquarius, in freedom, in liberation, in upheaval, in shocks, surprises, society, community. We're going to have a very, very big sneak peek of how our future society is going to be looking like. That's why I'm like also predicting that we're going to have so many major announcements and revelations through like the tech industry during this time as well. And that can also cause or stir a lot of chaos and a lot of conflict during this time. And we're also going to see the solar eclipse in Aquarius on the 17th of February, and that energy is actually already getting in or getting palpable, or like we're already gonna start witnessing and feeling the effects of this eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. The eclipse is going to be conjunct Mars, the planet of action and conflict, but it's also going to be squaring off with its ruler Uranus, which is going to create a lot of chaotic and unstable and volatile energy into all of that. So yeah, this is like a the volcanic peak in the month. Mars is like, yeah, assertion. Pluto is like raw power. There's going to be some irreversible action being taken, and there's going to be a lot of confrontation with a lot of force during this time. Something is going to reach its breaking point pretty severely, and once that is going to be crossed, there's going to be no way back. So keep that in mind in your personal life as well. Can be empowering if it's used healthy and consciously, but if you're gonna tap into the shadow side of Pluto, then that could get quite destructive. So do not act too impulsively during this time, because it could burn many bridges actually. So on January the 29th, a bit more positive to end this month, we're going to see a Mercury-Venus conjunction. So yeah, we're ending the month on a way more softer and more harmonizing kind of note, luckily. This is going to support peaceful conversations, reconnection. It's also about like some kind of diplomatic resolution that is going to be forged off of that, and that's going to be very, very necessary after the previous transits that we're witnessing here. So yeah, January is such a big threshold month. All these major forces conjuncting in Capricorn, trining Uranus later, then all one by one are gonna go over Pluto. So yeah, it's about commitment, maturity in the first half of January, about our long-term commitments, our work, our career, our bosses, and yeah, very, very, yeah. If you need to get a lot of work done, then this energy is actually very beneficial to you. But once it's trining Uranus later, then there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of liberation, and a lot of future timelines that are going to be suddenly appearing on the horizon. So yeah, expect the unexpected. There's going to be new pathways opening up, new solutions to long-standing problems, and new ways of working. Maybe you're going to need to implement some kind of new technology in your career, or something like that is also going to be very, very big highlighted during this month. But yeah, once all these planets are going to start to conjunct to Pluto, yeah, this is going to be a very big activation and an irreversible transformation that is about to take place. This is going to really expose a lot of things. It's about reclaiming our power. It's about control, autonomy, desire, and a new direction coming off of that. It's about stepping into a future that is demanding a lot more authenticity and sovereignty as well. And Neptune then entering Aries, this is like the start of a whole new era. A new 14-year spiritual cycle is going to be kicked off from that as well. So this is a very big initiation through fire, Neptune in Aries. What do you believe in enough to really act upon? It's our visions and our dreams, and taking a lot of action on that as well. So Aries, of course, rules the head. Neptune can give a little bit confusion. Do not get lost in your head. That is going to be very, very important. But yeah, January and also February is going to be very historic, very catalytic, very volatile as well. So yeah, a very, very big reset point in the beginning of the month with the triple conjunction and the cosmic lovers coming together as well. The opposition to Jupiter is going to amplify all of its energy, but definitely the new moon in Capricorn also, and with the Mars-Mercury conjunction as well. It's not a gentle reset. This is such a big strategic reboot. Definitely we're going to see that so much playing out on a geopolitical stage. A lot of new alliances are going to form, and also this whole triple conjunction in Capricorn is actually going to trigger the EU's chart immensely. So in 1993, we had the Maastricht Treaty, which formed the whole EU. And we had the Neptune-Uranus conjunction back then, and now this whole triple conjunction in Capricorn is going to be exactly conjunct that degree. So I expect a lot of upheaval in the EU. I think countries are going to break away. I think new alliances will be formed in some kind of way. But definitely there's going to be a shift in the Maastricht Treaty as well. Now there's, of course, the planting of the seed. But this is going to play out over time in the next couple of months. And I wouldn't be surprised if many countries are going to leave the EU's or like the EU's Treaty of Maastricht. So yeah, I think I've highlighted the most important things. With all of that being said, we're going to start looking at the 12 rising signs. And of course, you can listen for your sun, moon, and rising. Start with the rising sign, then the sun sign. And if you have a moon, where especially a moon in Capricorn or in Aquarius, then you can definitely listen for that sign as well, because a lot of things are going to be shifting in regards to home and family then for you. So we're going to start with my Aries sun, moon, or rising. So Aries, how is it going? Like, honestly, I don't know where to begin. So many things are happening in January. I'm going to try to keep it short for all the signs, but I cannot promise because there is so much going on. So what's most important for you is, of course, your chart ruler, which is Mars. It has been going through Capricorn through your 10th house from January the 1st until the 23rd of January. Major activation around your career, your reputation, your public image, long-term goals. You can like really get some kind of recognition, a promotion. You can be put in a leadership position at work, but definitely as an Aries with your chart ruler squaring off to you. So it's going to make a square to your sun, moon, or rising, which can create a little bit tension or a little bit frustration. Maybe you want to spend more time at home with your family, definitely during the full moon in Cancer that is going to happen on January the 3rd, but maybe you're going to need to take you're gonna need to tap into the responsibility to be able to finish all the deadlines or all the tasks that you need to be doing right now. And that could be a little bit frustration. There's tension between the 10th and the 4th house, and they're both squaring off to you. So definitely a lot of hard work. If you put in the work, you're gonna be so you're gonna be so, how do you say it? Yeah, you're gonna be like rewarded. That was the word I was looking for. Rewarded is the word here. If you put in the hard work, you're gonna get recognition from your boss, from your parents, from anyone that you're working for right now. And then on January the 8th, Mars is gonna make a conjunction to Venus. So the cosmic lovers are gonna come hand in hand in your 10th house as well. There could be love at work, there could be admiration at your work, there could be an uprising in your social status as well. So very, very beneficial. A day later, your chart ruler Mars is going to conjunct the sun as well, also in your 10th house. So yeah, this is like, it's about passionate professional connections. It's about a peak in your ambition. Your visibility is becoming bigger. You're being put in a leadership position, perfect for recognition and for like displaying and showing off your strong drive at work. Later, they're all going to be opposing Jupiter. That is going to happen from the 10th of January until the 13th, 14th or so. So all these major planets, all these big conjunctions are all going to be opposing Jupiter in the 4th. So there is going to be some tension between your work and your home. There's going to be some kind of clashes with authority or family obligations or vice versa. Maybe your family wants to spend more time with you, but maybe you need to like just get a lot of work done and need to get a lot of headlines, need to meet a lot of deadlines. That was what I was going to say. On January the 18th, you're going to have a new moon in the 10th house as well. So yeah, the biggest emphasis this month for you, my dear Aries, is really on your career and really on your reputation, and some very, very big shift is going to happen in regards to that. So this is going to be the moment that there's going to be a big reset in your career, in your personal, professional intentions versus your personal things at home. If you want to launch a new business, the entire month of January is so great for that. There's going to be some major decisions. I forgot to mention something, but yeah, I can still do it here with this chart. Mars is going to trine Uranus during the same day, day after that. But yeah, I don't want to get too precise because the energy is already palpable, of course, a couple of days before that. But Mars is going to trine Uranus in your second house. So if you take some action in your career, you're going to be liberated by that in a financial kind of way. So sudden financial movement, breakthroughs, and that is really going to energize your goals even further with that. So on January the 23rd, the sun is going to enter Aquarius into your 11th house. So the 10th house is where we work hard. The 11th house is where we're going to start noticing like the rewards and the receipts, or like, yeah, the rewards of your 10th house work. The 11th is what you've actually earned and what you then can spend with your friends and have a good time and let your hair down. And it's a very big shift from the 10th to the 11th. So on January the 23rd, Mars is also going to enter Aquarius. Your chart ruler is going to be casted into your 11th house of leadership, and within groups you can take on a more profound leadership position within your friend group. You can focus on activism, on mobilizing new networks. If you're doing something online or within a community, that can be a very big time where you're being energized by that. Mars is going to give you a lot of passion and motivation and drive in the realms of your social networks in the 11th. But be a little bit mindful, because Mars is going to conjunct Pluto in the 11th house. So there's going to be some kind of intense power shift within your friend group. There can also be some nasty words in online spaces, but definitely a very transformative new cycle that is getting started within your goals and aspirations and dreams, and this is actually very beneficial for you. So Mars through the 11th, there can be some drama or some conflict with your friend group, but definitely if you want to publish or like podcast or like maybe go viral on social media, if you post something, make sure that it's not about manipulative power. Make sure that you're displaying your healthy attributes of power, or otherwise you're going to get some kind of backlash. But definitely there are supportive trines and sextiles here. It's going to make a supportive aspect, sextile towards your sun, moon, or rising, so that is actually very beneficial. So yeah, happy 10th house career push for the entire month. Then we're going to see a shift to the 11th house of your social power and your future vision later in the month. So yeah, the emphasis here on the 4th house of home and family and the 10th house of ambition. So yeah, there's also going to be, of course, I'm almost forgetting one of the most important things for you guys, but Neptune is going to re-enter Aries. We're going to do that on January the 26th. And this is going to be a whole new beginning of like a whole new 14-year identity shift. An uptick in your intuition, your spiritual sensitivity is getting massively highlighted. And this is actually about a very big reinvention of your spiritual identity. Do not go use any, do not do any substance abuse or any kinds of that, because otherwise you're going to get very lost in the head. It's also, your identity can feel a little bit confusing. You're like very much stepping into the unknown with Neptune entering your sign. But I'm going to do a whole video on Neptune and Aries, of course. But definitely just know that it's going to slowly reshape your identity over the next 14 years. It's going to increase your intuition and your psychicness. You're going to feel more sensitive, more intuitive, more inwardly focused. But you need to ground extra well during the next 14 years. Well, it is what it is. Pay attention to your body, to your immune system, to your energy levels, and also your boundaries. Like, Neptune can dissolve a lot of boundaries. But overall, Aries, January is going to be such a powerful month for you guys. If you're launching something big professionally, that's going to have a major beneficial effect. You're redefining your goals, what success means to you. You're going to rebalance ambition with emotional needs. And you're actually going to be stepping into a very new big beginning of like a very big, profound personal reinvention with Neptune. So use your fire wisely this month. Listen to your body. Don't burn out with the triple conjunction squaring your sun, moon, or rising. And also don't be afraid to release people within your friend group who are no longer aligned with who you're becoming. Maybe you're going to receive a lot of jealousy in the month of January. So prepare yourself for that. This is going to set the tone for the entire year ahead. So make good use of that. And I wish you the best of luck, my dear Aries. We're having Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. What's up, Taurus? So we are starting the month with a full moon in Cancer within your third house. This is, of course, about communication, siblings, writing, your neighbors, local environment, being on the road. So with Jupiter here and also the fixed star Sirius that is conjunct this full moon, this is going to be one that's going to bring a lot of blessings. You might feel that you're really, really busy doing errands, rearranging your schedule. Maybe your DMs are blowing up. Maybe you have to answer a lot of emails, but definitely a very, very big emphasis on communication. On the other side of the wheel, we have a triple conjunction that is taking place into your ninth house. So on January the 6th, your chart ruler Venus is going to get reborn in the heart of the sun. We're going to see a GEMINI. And that is really about like a lot of new inspiration coming through. It's about wanting to expand your knowledge, give new teachings, make very exciting travel plans. But there's a very big expansion in your belief system being created. So yeah, a whole new look on the future is going to come forward from this one. The ninth is really also about academic focus, so academic matters, certifications, courses, studying anything new, meeting a new mentor or a guru that can guide you forward. That is going to be so majorly implicated in the first 2 weeks of January. So then on January the 8th, your chart ruler Venus is going to make a conjunction with Mars. So the cosmic lovers are going to touch hands. They're going to come together in your ninth house. If you are traveling right now, you might meet like a very stable long-term partner abroad while traveling, or you're going to find a lot of love from the people that are currently in that country, or like the people that you're visiting overseas. New bonds are being forged between like foreign people or like people who have a different cultural background than yours. Of course, the ninth house is also about philosophy and about religion and spirituality as well. You can have like a whole new long-term vision that is getting installed or is being planted with this conjunction as well. But definitely with the cosmic lovers going hand in hand through your ninth house. This is about passionate travel, long distance love, a lot of feisty debates that are expanding your horizon with Mercury in the mix here as well. And a very big motivation and drive with Mars to like explore and learn new things. Then a couple of days later, so from the 9th until the 14th of January, all these planets in the ninth house will be opposing Jupiter in Cancer. So be a little bit mindful about like overthinking. Jupiter in the third, it can give so much business and so much activity within your conscious brain that there can be like a lot of overthinking. There can be exaggerated conversations because Jupiter amplifies everything. Be mindful of a little bit of scattered focus and really call yourself back and ground yourself whenever you feel that. But there's definitely a possibility of feeling like you have a communication overload during this time. On January the 15th, Venus is going to trine Uranus in your sign, of course. So these can be like sudden new insights from the ninth house, creating a type of new identity for you. Like you're gonna shed something, you're gonna liberate yourself from something, and can actually also be liberating yourself from certain thoughts that are blocking you. There's gonna be breakthroughs, exciting new opportunities, but definitely this is a very personal breakthrough with Uranus wrapping up its cycle through the sign of Taurus now for the next couple of months until April of 2026. So We're also going to see a new moon in Capricorn that is going to happen on January the 18th. Powerful reset for like travel, education, publishing, spiritual growth, very big shift in worldviews. It's going to be conjunct the MC, which is going to be quite noticeable for people around you. Everything that happens at the top of the chart is very publicly known. So if you want to make a big announcement, this is perfect for that. And also, Mercury will be conjunct Mars during the same time. There can be a lot of inspired speech coming forward by that, or like you're going to make some kind of decision about learning something new or traveling. Also, a day later, your chart ruler Venus will be conjunct Pluto and Aquarius on January the 19th. It's going to do that in your 10th house. So this is going to give some kind of deep career transformation. There can be love at work, but it's going to be mindful of the power dynamics. It might be your boss. It might be someone who works for you. Maybe something is going to be taboo around that, and take notice of that. Maybe it's not going to be appropriate in any kind of way. But yeah, your public relationships, or like your relationship to the public, is also going to intensify. Yeah, it's actually going to be very beneficial. Yeah, at the same time, we're also having Mars trine Uranus, another indicator of liberation and courage. And yeah, Mars is about to enter your 10th house as well. So definitely career big breakthroughs are in the cards for you as well this month. Whenever Mars enters the 10th, that is going to be a very, very big focus on work. And with Venus entering Aquarius on January the 17th, your professional magnetism is getting enhanced. A very big focus on your reputation and like coming off more charming as well. We're then also seeing the sun entering in your 10th house in Aquarius on January the 23rd. So yeah, again, a very big spotlight on your career. And then what's also important for you, my dear Taurus, is that on January the 29th, to end the month, Mercury is going to conjunct Venus, your chart ruler. Harmonious conversations within your career. There can be big announcements. There can be negotiations with your boss. Maybe you get a promotion. Maybe your contract is going to shift, or you're going to get some kind of new important email or some kind of important news in regards to your career. So yeah, it's going to be very, very visible. Make good use of that. And also we're going to have on January the 26th, Neptune entering into Aries. It's going to do that in your 12th house. A whole new cycle of subconscious healing and spiritual work and solitude and your intuition that is getting strengthened. So, of course, I'm going to do a whole video about Neptune entering Aries soon. So good luck, my dear Taurus. We have Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's it going, my dear Gemini? Happy New Year. We're going to look mostly at Mercury, which is your chart ruler. And on January the 1st, Mercury is actually squaring off with Neptune. There can be some foggy communication. There can be some unclear signals, some misunderstandings. Hopefully you didn't drink too much on New Year's Eve, because a Mercury square Neptune, it's like everybody is already drunk without even drinking. So, but after January the 1st, Mercury is going to enter Capricorn, and it's going to do that into your 8th house. So a very deep focus and a big shift into like all the deep topics like shared money, debts, taxes, intimacy, therapy, psychological processing. And with that, we also have a full moon in Cancer, which happens in your 2nd house. A very big emotional peak or a culmination around your income, your security, your self-esteem, your spending habits, your resources as well. Maybe you need to pay a major bill, or maybe you get some very good, beneficial financial news in regards to your income, or maybe in regards to your partner's income, because look at the other side of the wheel, like everything is in Capricorn, which is quite special if you ask me. Venus is going to conjunct Mars in your 8th house on January the 8th. Heightened passion, deeper bonding, themes of financial merging are going to come up for you. And then what's important is on January the 9th, the sun is also going to conjunct Mars then after that. very big drive for transformation. After that, all the planets are going to be opposing Jupiter. So the Capricorn planets in the 8th house of finances and other people's finances and shared resources are then going to be opposing Jupiter in Cancer in your 2nd house. And that is your own income, money that you work for yourself. There's like a risk of financial excess. Definitely keep in mind or keep an eye on your spending behavior of your partner. Mars in the 8th house can bring a tendency of partners behaving a little bit immature with shared resources or money. But also there can be overconfidence around your money as well. But on January the 14th, Mercury in Capricorn will exactly oppose Jupiter in Cancer. Big conversations around money. There can be exaggerated thoughts about investments. And there's going to be some kind of intense financial discussion coming forth from that. Then on January the 18th, Mercury is going to conjunct Mars in Capricorn while we're having a new moon as well. So this is setting new attentions in the 8th house for like loans, investments, paying off the mortgages, taxes, a very big emotional rebirth. It's about deep healing with the new moon in Capricorn here as well, and like rebuilding trust as well. It's really gonna intensify closeness a lot. And if you're in therapy, you can have a lot of breakthroughs in that as well. We're also seeing Mars entering Aquarius into your 9th house, and it's going to do that on January the 20th. So your mind is going to open up. The 9th house is about travel, education, publishing, philosophy, spirituality, bigger picture thinking. It's also about travel, so you can fill out some forms or documents in regards to travel. It can also be in regards to law and legality as well. And on January the 22nd, Mercury is going to conjunct Pluto and Aquarius in your 9th house. So yeah, there's going to be some kind of big revelation or an intense debate about philosophy, about spirituality, about your future vision, about how you look at the world. Perfect for deep research, learning something new, publishing something, making a big announcement. But your worldview can really have some kind of shockwave moment. So yeah, keep that in mind. On January the 26th, we of course have Neptune entering Aries again. A new long-term cycle is going to start about friendship and community, and you're going to have more soulful, like-minded people who are going to be entering your path. But you need to have a lot of discernment. Everyone who appears to be very, very spiritual and who wants to convey you of their spirituality, take a magnifying glass, take off your rose-colored glasses. Be careful, Neptune can really deceive in the 11th house as well. But more on that later. To end the month on a more positive note, we have your chart ruler Mercury conjunct Venus in your 9th house. And that is going to bring, after all the whirlwind storm inside of your 9th house, that is going to bring then more harmonious conversations. A lot of joy can be found in traveling and in learning. You're going to feel a creative inspiration. You're going to be meeting people through some kind of study or about traveling or taking some kind of course or going to school or something in regards to that, and something is going to be reset in the 9th house. So big emphasis for you, dear Gemini, this month on finances, with the 2nd and the 8th house cusp being massively activated by all the Capricorn placements. If you want to make a big investment that is actually going to be proved to be beneficial for the long term, whenever you do that in the first 2 weeks of January. I'm not a financial advisor. If it's about big money, which is found in the 8th house, you might better book in a session so I can look if it makes trines or squares to your natal planets, because that can be a very, very big difference. Do not go too risky without talking to your accountant or someone who can guide you through that. because with the opposition to Jupiter, there is a risk of like overinflating things. So be mindful of that. And then the later part of the month is really going to be a big focus on diving into spiritual studies, metaphysical studies, higher wisdom, higher knowledge, expanding your horizons. So yeah, very positive month, my dear Gemini. And Mercury is going to make so many conjunctions with all the other planets, with Pluto. Very, very big rebirth in how you think and how you operate within your belief system. So yeah, rewire the mind. It's going to be very, very beneficial, and you're going to be noticing a lot of beautiful effects coming off of that, especially whenever Jupiter is going to enter your third house later this year in June. So good luck, my dear Gemini. We have Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's it going, Cancer? You are, of course, a major sign here this month because we have a full moon in the sign of Cancer happening on January the 3rd. And that is, of course, a very, very big emotional peak and an emotional culmination around your identity, your appearance, your hairstyle, how other people witness you, how you show up in the world. So yeah, this is like the biggest personal culmination of the entire year. So it strongly hits you, especially if you have planets around, let's say, 10, 16 degrees of Cancer. So of course you are ruled by the moon. So yeah, this is going to be such an emotional time. If you feel emotionally overwhelmed, just know that it's quite normal during this time. This is really a very, very big emotional peak. On January the 6th, we're going to see the Sun conjuncting with Venus. So she's going to have her rebirth moment with the Sun. And that's going to happen in your opposing sign of Capricorn. So you are like majorly implicated this month, my dear Cancer. All these conjunctions happening into the 7th house of relationships, one-on-one connections, business partnerships. A lot of harmony and affection can come forth from that. Very, very supportive energy is being found within your partnership house. So a day or two later, on January the 8th, Venus is going to conjunct Mars in Capricorn. So the cosmic lovers are going to touch hands within your 7th house of marriage. There can be a sudden strong attraction. Maybe someone is going to want to pursue you. Maybe there can be like a new spark being lit in some kind of partnership. Can be romantic, can also be business. Both of them are quite beneficial for the long term here in the sign of Capricorn. Then a day later, on January the 9th, the Sun is going to be conjuncting Mars. So there is going to be drive towards commitment. This is going to energize bonds. This is going to, yeah, be a very decisive moment within your relationships, and there's a lot of building momentum in collaborations with other people. And then from the 9th until the 14th, all the planets in Capricorn will be opposing Jupiter in your house, in your sign. So that is so strongly beneficial. And like with the full moon in Cancer conjunct Jupiter, you're going to feel an expansive energy being brought into your identity, and it's conjunct fixed star Sirius. It's about honor, fame, it's about fertility, about the flooding of the Nile, about life itself being expanded and your family being expanded as well. So just know, with all the Capricorn placements opposing Jupiter in your sign, this is really putting a very big spotlight on yourself versus others. And there can be some kind of tension. There is a risk of overgiving. There can be certain ego clashes, especially whenever the Sun and Mars are going to be conjunct. So yeah, just be mindful that other partners, or like other people, and especially your partners with the Mars in the 7th house, they can act a little bit egotistical. Their ego can get a little bit inflated. But you, as a Cancer, with your really giving and nurturing kind of qualities, you're probably going to be able to see through that. But draw the line if they're like too assertive towards you. That's maybe going to be a lesson with Jupiter in your sign and with your identity that is getting like widened and then broadened as well. So a few days later, all the planets in Capricorn are going to start trining Uranus in Taurus in your 11th house. So yeah, there's going to be surprises in relationships, but also in regards to friendships. Maybe your friends are going to introduce you to a new partner. Maybe you have a partner now that is going to turn into a friend. There's going to be doors opening in social settings. There can be like collaboration with friends and community as well. And then on January the 18th, we're gonna have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn. So fresh, new relational intentions, new partnerships, maybe some boundary resets, but definitely a whole new seed is being planted in your house of marriage and long-term commitment. So if you meet someone, this might be the guy of your life, or the woman or the female of your life. It can really, can be very beneficial. Let me know what happens. I'm like so curious, because relationships move into a way deeper territory here after like the whole shift from from Capricorn to Aquarius starts. All the planets are going to shift into your 8th house then, so deeper territory, intimacy, shared money, vulnerability, soul merging and bonding in the 8th house. So yeah, all the planets are going to start to conjunct Pluto in your 8th. Deep transformation, deepening intimacy, power dynamics, financial merging, intense emotional truths that are going to come up. So yeah, it's trining Uranus first, but then it's also going to enter your 8th house and then conjunct Pluto. Is going to be a very, very deep transformation. Friends can even help you work through some trust issues or trauma bonding or something in regards to that. So yeah, Neptune is also going to enter Aries into your 10th house on January the 26th. That's setting off a whole new long career, a new cycle in regards to career and your soul purpose. But you're going to have a square by that. So yeah, it's definitely going to bring some tension, but more on that later. Also be mindful that on January the 27th, Mars will be conjunct Pluto in Aquarius in your 8th house. High intensity, high intimacy, sexy, passionate energy. Be mindful of your trauma triggers, control triggers, codependency, hyper independence, issues in debt and money can give some stress, but definitely, wow, this is gonna be like such a big energy in the 8th house. Very deep transformation, but Pluto brings transformation through some kind of crisis and then a rebirth. So keep that in mind. So yeah, my dear Cancer, very, very big emphasis on your 7th house of relationships and then your 8th house of shared finances. So I wish you the best of luck and let me know what happens. All right, we have Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, my dear Leo, the Sun is your chart ruler, of course, and the Sun is going to be very, very busy in the month of January. So, let's dive into it. But first, we're going to start with January the 3rd, a full moon in Cancer in your 12th house. A very big culmination around your subconscious patterns, self-sabotaging behavior. You might need some more sleep, some more rest. Very welcome for spiritual insights. Vivid dreams, but you can also feel like a little bit zapped in your energy levels. That's definitely possible because on January the 6th, Sun is going to conjunct Venus in Capricorn in your 6th house. This is about implementing new enjoyable habits, more harmony at work, more harmony in your daily environment. It's about beautifying your routine. And it's also about pleasure and productivity that Venus is going to bring in that part of your chart. On January the 8th, so 2 days later, Venus is going to conjunct Mars. So the cosmic lovers are going to touch hands within your 6th house. There can actually be love found at work within your colleagues, or maybe your colleagues are going to be extra helpful towards you during this time. But there can also be an increase in passion for like your daily tasks. Your fitness routine is getting stimulated. There can be a motivation or like a surge in work, and then like a lot of deadlines that you need to catch in the month of January. But this is also like implementing new healthier habits in regards that they're going to be more beneficial towards your stress levels, because stress is found in the 6th house, and this rare triple conjunction opposing Jupiter in the 12th. Jupiter in the 12th is like you need more rest, you need more time for like stargazing and like daydreaming and like sleeping and getting lost a little bit in the unseen realms. But all the oppositional energy within Capricorn is saying like, get out of the dream world, get with your feet on the ground. You need to be focusing on productivity. And Mars in the 6th house can definitely give some problems with your health. There can be inflammatory issues. There can be issues with your joints, with your back, with your teeth in the sign of Capricorn. So yeah, be mindful of your body and your energy levels. Do not go for a burnout here, because you are one of the signs that is most likely to run into some kind of burnout here. But definitely January the 9th, Sun conjunct Mars, big outputs in your work, in your productivity, high drive, it's getting stimulated. And then from the 9th until the 14th, it will make an opposition to Jupiter, very big risk of burnout. 12th is rest versus stress and work in the 6th. A lot of hidden stress or a lot of hidden emotions can be triggered because of this. You're gonna need some time for downtime actually. So yeah, Venus is gonna trine Uranus on the 15th. Surprises in your work and in your routine. Mercury is gonna conjunct Mars on January the 18th in your 6th house. So more efficient work, more sharper focus. You're going to be very driven towards focusing on the little details. And on January the 18th, on top of all of that, you're going to have like a new moon in Capricorn in your 6th house as well. So new intentions, setting for like health and your schedule. And you might need to like readdress your schedule so it benefits your health a little bit more. Definitely if you've been like overworking too much. New schedule coming forth of that. You can have some new things happening at the office, at your job. The 6th house is also about your pets, and all of that is gonna be planting new, long-lasting, practical change. So yeah, it's about stability and finding that in your daily routine. January the 19th, Mars is going to trine Uranus from your 6th to your 10th. Again, big breakthroughs in your work. Uranus in the 10th. Your boss can give you like some sudden, shocking, surprising new information that you're going to need to act upon very fast. But definitely sudden improvements in your workflow. Yeah, Venus is also, the Sun is going to enter Aquarius on January the 19th, and it's going to shift into your 7th house, and it's going to put the spotlight for the rest of the month on your one-on-one connections, your long-term relationship, your marriage. It's about committed relationships, but all of these planets are going to have to move into a conjunction with Pluto, the planet of power and destruction and rebirth. So yeah, Venus is going to conjunct Pluto the 1st on January the 19th. Relationship power dynamics are going to get deeply intensified. There can be a deep new attraction going forth from that. There can be themes of merging. There can be potential struggles. There can also be profound attraction and bonding coming forth from that. If you meet someone new, my dear Leo, take like a magnifying glass, look at the power dynamics, but definitely this can be such an intense, overwhelming, heartfelt attraction that is going to be impossible to ignore. Mercury is going to conjunct Pluto on the 22nd. Can be very truth-telling in your conversations with your partnerships. And then on January the 23rd, which is the most important one for you, the Sun is going to conjunct Pluto. Major turning point in your relationships. Transformation is going to like search and make itself known, and commitments are going to be fully in the spotlight during this time. Neptune is also going to shift into Aries during that time. So a new 14-year inspiration, a new cycle in regards to inspiration is going to be kicked off by that. It's by spirituality, travel, publishing. If you have early degrees, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, 0 to 5, you're going to feel the strong trine from that. So very, very positive for you, Leo. Mars is going to conjunct Pluto in your 7th on January the 27th. That's going to reach the peak of the intensity in the 7th house. There can be confrontations, there can be frustrations, arguments, power struggles, very decisive shifts. Bonds are either going to deepen or break apart. So yeah, Leo, for you, the month of January, the first half is really focused on work and your daily routine and implementing new routines that are going to be beneficial for your health and well-being. And then the second part is going to put a major focus on your relationships and how you share your power. Is it equal? Is it not? Is there manipulation in some kind of way? Are there going to be power struggles? Yes, for sure. And something is going to need to be addressed in regards to these themes. Can also happen in business relationships. I maybe forgot to mention that, but the seventh is very one-on-one close relationships. Can also be about your best friend that suddenly wants to take or grab or hold some kind of power, or is trying to manipulate you into doing something that is going to benefit him and or her, and you're going to need to be careful about that, because that could have an adverse effect on you. So apart from that, Neptune is going to trine you. That is very positive. You're going to have an uptick in your intuition into the spiritual realms. You're going to be easier to tap into that. Definitely in the 9th house of spirituality. Very, very beautiful energy, my dear Leo. So let me know what happens, and I wish you the best of luck in the month of January. Bye-bye. We have Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, my dear Virgo, how is it going? We have so much to talk about this month. We're going to start, of course, with the full moon in Cancer that is happening in your 11th house. The full moon is conjunct Jupiter, so very expansive. It's in the 11th house of friendships, your community, society, and the role that you play within all of that. It's also about your online presence, and some big culmination is actually being reached in that. So yeah, emotional culmination with friends, with your networks, in your social sphere. There can be a lot of gatherings or dates with friends coming forward from that. It's really gonna highlight your 5th and 11th house axis, because for you, we're going to particularly talk about your chart ruler, Mercury, of course, and we're actually starting off the month on January the 1st with the Mercury square Neptune, and that can give a little bit foggy, misunderstandings, things might be a little bit unclear in communication as well. Hopefully you didn't drink too much on New Year's Eve, because everyone is already drunk without even touching a single drop with Mercury square Neptune. So, but definitely a very big emphasis here for you this month on the 11th house of friendships and the 5th house of creativity, fun, romance, attraction, self-expression, your hobbies, your passions, and a very big new seed is being planted in that. So, Sun conjunct Venus, Venus conjunct Mars, all happening in your 5th house. From the January the 6th until January the 9th, Sun will also conjunct Mars. So you can see this triple conjunction here in the sign of Capricorn. It's about harmony, affection, passion, flirtation. There can be romantic sparks flying through the roof. Very bold, creative, confident expression, high romantic pursuit is all part of the 5th house. So yeah, my dear Virgos, let me know if you have the date of your life. You can like really bump into someone that you can have a long-term commitment with together, which is going to be very, very beneficial for you, my dear Virgo. You can take a hobby or a creative skill very seriously. You can turn your passion into some kind of work. Also with this, you can display it in your friend group. Your friend group is going to react massively towards that, but it can also be like your friends want maybe a lot of attention, and maybe you need to commit to your passions, or maybe to the responsibility of your children, which are also found in the 5th house. If you have children, this marks a very big new phase that is going to be kicking off here with all the planets in the 5th house. So, of course, 5th, 11th house axis, it can be like overbooking your social life. There can be a little bit drama in your groups going on. There can be a little bit of push and pull between fun, romance, kids versus your friendships and your goals. You cannot divide yourself in two, so it will be very difficult to take care of your kids and your responsibilities and your creative passions, and also be present at all the gatherings with your friends. So you're going to need to navigate a little bit through that. On January the 18th, we're actually having a new moon in the sign of Capricorn in your 5th house. And we're also seeing your chart ruler Mercury conjunct Mars on the same day. So sharp ideas, sharp tongue, playful communication and flirtation, playful debates. It's about passionate self-expression. or you're going to have a major important conversation or new start involving your children, and could also definitely intensify your dating life. So the new moon is really seeding new romantic and creative ventures. This is about grounded pleasure. I know, my dear fellow Virgos, you have like pleasure and fun through work, or like yeah, grounded pleasure is like the key theme for my dear Virgo rising. So if you want to launch your own creative business, go for it, my dear Virgo. It can prove to be of big stability in the long term here, with all of this happening in the sign of Capricorn. And it's definitely also about like fertility and your inner child. And yeah, maybe you're gonna find out that you're pregnant. If you want to become pregnant, this is the day. And also with Venus conjunct Mercury in your chart on January the 8th. That is also gonna be a very fruitious, fruitful, planting seed kind of day as well, but definitely also during this new moon in the sign of Capricorn. Conjunct Mercury, your chart ruler. Oh my God, you can have like a message in regards to love that can also make you very, very happy. So, and with Mars, you're gonna be so triggered to act on your desire, to show off your playful attitudes. You're gonna be very, very much on fire, because the fifth house, in ancient astrology, it is the house of Leo. Traditionally, so definitely make some time for fun, make room for letting your hair down, don't overwork too much as you're used to, Virgo, and really enjoy all these heightened energy within your passionate within that passionate house of the fifth during the month of January. A lot of beautiful things can really emerge from that, and you can definitely have this spark and a new long-term attraction that is going to be impossible to ignore with the opposition to Jupiter. And probably you're going to be introduced to them by a friend. That is a very high possibility. So let me know what happens. On January the 20th, Mercury is going to enter into Aquarius. It's then going to shift into your sixth house. Your mind is going to shift from romance and pleasure and children more towards your daily routines and your health and well-being and your work systems, your scheduling, your service towards others. 2 days later, on January the 22nd, Mercury will conjunct Pluto in your sixth house. So that is going to be a major announcement at work from your colleagues, from people you work with together. Maybe something within your health gets illuminated. There can be changes within the daily systems that you use at work. Maybe you're going to need to do some kind of firmware update, or there's something that's going to be shifting in your technology that you use in your daily workflow as well. There can definitely be some drama with females at work. If you have female co-workers, maybe they're going to try to manipulate you into doing their work or something like that. Overall, Venus in the sixth, this is like a soothing balm. But definitely the sixth house, it is the house of stress, it is the house of co-workers. Also watch your pets, that is also part of the sixth house. But Pluto is really gonna like intensify Venus qualities. So if someone is trying to let you do their work, you're gonna have to say a firm no. And that's going to be a test. Otherwise, you're going to get overworked whenever all the other planets are going to shift into the sixth as well. Because then later, Sun is going to conjunct Pluto on the 23rd. Neptune is going to enter Aries in your 8th house. A new 14-year cycle is going to get started on the 26th of January, about spiritual depth being infused in your intimacy zone and your shared resources. Your boundaries are going to get blurred in regards to shared finances. Be careful. On the 27th, Mars will be conjunct Pluto in your 6th house. Intense work dynamics, can be conflict with co-workers or employees or with your boss, but definitely a strong push to really transform your daily systems and habits. Be careful for your health, especially the nervous system. And then to end the month, we have Mercury conjunct Venus in your 6th house in Aquarius. That is going to be some soothing balm, some harmonious conversations with co-workers. Maybe that one female is going to have to apologize to you or something like that. And you can also expect that there's going to be a more pleasant work vibe Can even be love at work as well. Definitely a smoother calibration around your health and well-being and everything that happens at work. So let me know what happens, my dear Virgo, and I wish you the best of luck. We have Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How is it going, Libra? Very, very important month here, January. We're going to start the month with January the 3rd, and we have a full moon in Cancer in your 10th house, which is very publicly known, very visible. There are going to be a lot of culminations or some kind of emotional peak or recognition within your career, within your status, within your public life. Excuse me, the big highlight is actually on home and career here for you. And for you, it's reversed. Normally, Cancer belongs to the 4th and Capricorn to the 10th, but for you, it's vice versa. So there's going to be multiple possibilities here, but definitely there can be a promotion, but maybe you get a promotion at work and maybe they're going to be emotional at home because you need to overwork, or maybe they want to spend more time with you and you need to like balance out the home versus career and ambition axis. We can see a lot of planets and Capricorn at the other side of the wheel. So maybe you need to take your responsibility at home, and maybe you need to focus on career, and maybe there's too much you need to be juggling back and forth from, and there's some kind of tension happening between your career and your home life. So of course, when we're looking for you, my dear Libra, we need to look at Venus, because that's your chart ruler. And this month, she's going to make a superior conjunction in your 4th house, which is quite special, because we see a triple conjunction of Venus, Sun, and Mars. But on January the 6th, Venus is going to have her Cazimi moment with the Sun. A very big rebirth. There is also a superior conjunction, which means that Venus is going to shift from a morning to an evening star. So look at the intro of this video where I'm explaining all of this, but this is actually so beneficial for you. It's happening in the 4 themes of your home, your emotional landscape, your family, of course, people you live with together, the actual place where you live. There's a new long-term seed that is being planted here. If you want to move, perfect, do it now. It's going to prove to be very, very beneficial and stable over the long term. But maybe you get promoted at your job, and because of that you need to move, or vice versa. Maybe you move and need to find a new job, and that is like strongly highlighted this month. So your chart ruler Venus is also going to conjunct Mars on January the 8th. So very passionate energy at home. There can be renovations, moves, intensity within family gatherings, and then a lot of drive towards nesting and cocooning. Venus is going to trine Uranus on January the 15th. Very liberating energy, surprises at home, positive shifts in your joint finances because it trines Uranus in the 8th. There can also be a theme of mortgage, debts paying off, inheritance, maybe a windfall of money. There's big potential for good news in regards to your real estate and investments in that as well. You can feel some kind of sudden relief. Venus is going to enter Aquarius on January the 17th. So I'm already gonna do it like this. Yes, so you can notice and look at the chart. So there's going to be a shift from nesting in the 4th to like pleasure and romance and creativity and dating and hobbies and more risk-taking and fun and amusement and leisure activities. That is all found within the 5th house. So yeah, very beautiful energy, but be mindful, because on January the 19th, Venus is going to conjunct Pluto. There can be an intense new attraction. There can be a spark towards like creative obsession. There can also be a little bit jealousy and drama, especially within the friend group. There can be high stakes dealings going on with romance or dating. It can also be implicated towards your children. You need to use some caution during this time. If you bump into someone that you're really attracted towards, make sure that they have healthy power dynamics, because that is, let's be honest, that won't be the case. So with Venus, Pluto can be so overly obsessive, attractive, that you feel like you can lose your mind a little bit. Especially as Sun and Mercury are also going to conjunct Pluto during this time. So yeah, Neptune is going to enter Aries in your 7th house soon. This is going to kick off a whole new 14-year cycle in regards to like romance being injected into your marriage. You can really bump into a soulmate, but there is really a risk of wearing these rose-colored glasses. Boundaries within a relationship can dissolve. You can attract partners who are struggling with substance abuse. You need to caution yourself against idealization in your marriage or in your one-on-one connections. But definitely, January the 15th, whenever Venus is going to trine Uranus, this is going to be one of the most important days for you, my dear Libra. So I think I've went over everything. Yeah, there's just so much, and I'm going to make a whole Neptune and Aries video soon, of course. That will be in your opposing sign, Libra, so you are majorly implicated by Neptune's transit, of course, and there's definitely going to be a whole new realm be opening up soon in your house of relationships and marriage. So more on that soon, and I wish you good luck, my dear Libra. Let me know what happens. We have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's it going, my dear Scorpio? Happy New Year. We're going to kick off the month with a full moon in the sign of Cancer, and for you, that happens in your 9th house. Very supportive because it's like fellow sister water energy that is going to trine towards your Sun, Moon, or Rising. The 9th is, of course, about traveling, publishing, education, and there can definitely be like breakthroughs in your belief system that are going to be massively highlighted, and you're going to maybe let go of some certain belief, and it's going to be replaced by something more wise or more expansive. So for you, my dear Scorpio, your chart ruler is, of course, Pluto, which is your modern day ruler, but we're going to put a lot of emphasis on Mars, your ancient chart ruler, because it's going to be very action-packed this month. So on January the 8th, Venus will be conjunct Mars in your 3rd house. 3rd house is about communication, siblings, neighbors, your daily environment, your inbox, your phone calls, your emails, podcasting. So yeah, it's about your voice in the 3rd house. So there can be passionate talks, good energy to clear the air. If you have some kind of frustration going on with a sibling or a neighbor, there's going to be strong debates with the triple conjunction opposing Jupiter and the full moon in the 9th. Strong debates about ethics, about philosophy, about spirituality. But definitely there's going to be a heightened, strong communication and chemistry within your relationships as well. So a day later, on January the 9th, we're seeing a Sun conjunct Mars happening. Also, of course, in your 3rd house. Bold words. If you want to launch something in regards to a writing or speaking project, it's going to have massive beneficial implications over the long term. Maybe you want to send out a newsletter. Maybe you want to publish something on your website. This is about publicity through writing and your media. And the 9th house is also about publishing. So there's going to be some kind of assertive message. Be careful not to distract anyone with your words or with your stinger. But definitely from the 9th until the 14th, this whole triple conjunction in Capricorn will make an opposition to Jupiter in the 9th house. There can be a little bit of mental overload. There can be how your inbox can blow up so massively that it's going to be quite difficult to follow up with everyone. Very busy time, running errands, doing tasks. Maybe you're suddenly going to take a short distance trip. There can be an overload in studying, dogmatic debates, overthinking. Your opinion can inflate with the opposition to Jupiter. So be a bit mindful about that. On January the 10th, Mars will be opposite Jupiter exact. That is going to be a very important day for big debates. We're also going to have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn, and that is also happening in your 3rd, but it's actually conjunct the EC, the most vulnerable, sensitive part of the chart. This is going to seed a lot of new knowledge. New writing projects, clearer communication, a new launch on websites, improving your dynamics with your siblings. There can be breakthroughs in therapy possible as well. This is really about like, yeah, your foundations and your upbringing and your local environment, and maybe you're gonna move towards somewhere new, and you're gonna make a whole new start with your partner. That is definitely possible here with the new moon in Capricorn in your third. Mercury, Mars are conjunct this moon. Be careful with your sharp words. You're definitely gonna have some kind of communication where frustrations can rise a little bit higher than usual. Luckily, they're all making supportive aspects towards the other planets, but still be a little bit mindful about how you express your thoughts during this time. January 19th, Mars will trine Uranus exact. Can be a very liberating conversation happening within your marriage or long-term relationship. You're going to feel some kind of new, fresh way of negotiating. It can be quite eccentric and quite shocking with your words, so be mindful of that as well. On January the 19th, Venus is going on a conjunct Pluto in your fourth house. Your bonds at home, your domestic bonds can deepen. Major transformation happening inside of your home. There can be, an uptick in intensity within your family space that is going to be very, very noticeable, especially in regards to female family relatives or figures that are important to you. January the 22nd, Mercury will conjunct Pluto then. So first, of course, all these planets conjunct in Capricorn. Then they're all going to trine Uranus in your seventh house of relationships. And then later they're going to start to conjunct Pluto, your chart ruler, one by one. Very intense, major pivotal month for you, my dear Scorpio. Definitely the second part of January. So Mercury conjunct Pluto, your words sharpen, revelations at home, family secrets are coming out. There can be very decisive decisions about your living situations being made as well. Purify your home, clean your home. Definitely there's going to be some kind of rebirth happening inside of the family. So then, January the 23rd, Mars is going to enter into Aquarius. 6 weeks of focus on your home. That's why I said, like, clean your home, renovate, relocate. All of these things are massively implicated. You might feel like all your intensive passion needs to be channeled somewhere inside of the home. You can like close yourself off a little bit, like go a little bit into solitude and really focus on domestic themes. Whenever Mars enters the fourth, there is always an uptick in frustration being found around the home. So be mindful of that. Definitely when the Sun is going to conjunct Pluto as well that day, spotlight is really on roots, on ancestral upbringing, purging something in that, healing something within the family system, but there's a deep emotional intense focus going on here. And in the middle of all of that, Neptune is going to shift into Aries in your sixth house. A new 14-year cycle kicks off in regards to your health and well-being, and your service towards others is going to get more compassionate. Try to avoid escapism within your job, avoid making mistakes inside of your job. Watch your health and your well-being, especially inflammation and the head. Aries rules the head. A bit more on that later. The most important day for you, my dear Scorpio, is going to be January the 27th, because Mars is going to form a conjunction with Pluto. Mars is aggression, Pluto is intensity, inside of the home, dear Lord. This is a major headline. Explosive home and family, debates, conflicts, power struggles, secrets, big transformation. There's going to be an emotional surge at home. Very big domestic shifts are going to be happening or coming off of that. So, yeah, be mindful about that. Don't go ballistic. Don't go cut, bruise, or burn someone within your home. And also actually be a little bit more careful about like wires of electricity within the home. Like now that I'm saying it, it just like pops inside of my head. But Aquarius rules over everything electric. Mars and Pluto together can create like a spark that could like ignite things inside of the home. So maybe don't charge your electric bicycle during this time. Don't charge your electric car at home during this time. just be a little bit more mindful about that, because that could definitely create a very intense crisis through rebirth whenever your house burns down. I'm like not saying your house is gonna burn down, but there can be some kind of wires that are being caught on fire in some kind of way that could definitely happen. So yeah, just watch out and just like pull everything out of the stop contact, how do you say it, the charging thingy that's in the wall. Just like pull it out before you go to sleep, like your television and other important things that are could be like causing some kind of spark. So not to scare you, just to make you a little bit aware that could be a possibility, but that's only going to be for a few of you. If you want to know more about that, you definitely can book in a session so we can look at that even more closely. Because if it makes trines, it's okay. If it makes squares in your natal chart, not so okay. So I wish you the best of luck, Scorpio. Keep the stinger. Don't go burn any bridges, especially not with your family during this time. This should be a festive period, but Mars conjunct Pluto is gonna, yeah, gonna stir the pot for sure. So good luck, my dear Scorpio. We have Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. How's it going, my dear Sagittarius? So for you, my dear Sag, we're going to start off the day or the month. That will be better. We're going to start off the month with full moon in the sign of Cancer. That is actually conjunct your chart ruler, which is quite important for you, my dear Sagittarius. The full moon in Cancer is going to bring a lot of emphasis on your 8th house of finances. So there's like a receiving or some kind of big turning point going on in joint finances. There can be a windfall, there can be a bonus, there can be some kind of investment, you can have a tax refund, your partner can have more money. There can be themes about inheritances, intimacy, trust, revelations, emotional breakthroughs, psychological breakthroughs happening as well. And on January the 6th, the Sun is going to form a conjunction in the sign of Capricorn in your 2nd house. So for you, with the triple conjunction of Sun, Venus, Mars, all happening in your 2nd house this month, there's a very big emphasis on your finances. That is going to be of such great importance for you, my dear Sagittarius. So it's about harmony with Venus and the Sun there, and self-worth, and then money, and support for earnings, for purchases, and also some kind of feeling like I deserve this. And you can buy something for yourself, you can invest in your own skills and talents more. Also on January the 8th, we have a Venus-Mars conjunction also happening, so a lot of passion around earning and spending. Don't go on the impulsive spending during this time. Do not try to prove your worth by making big purchases. It's going to backlash with Jupiter in the 8th, because a lot of money comes in but flies out as fast as well, and the full moon illuminating that. But actually good to make investments. Don't go on a spending fee or something like that. So for you, we're gonna put a little bit more emphasis on Jupiter, of course. And yeah, this whole triple conjunction in Capricorn will be opposing Jupiter from the 8th, from the 9th of January until the 14th, 15th or so. A lot of tension in money and your financial axis. It's mine in the 2nd versus yours in the 8th. It's about payments, about negotiations around shared resources. There's a risk of overgiving, of burning money. There can be power struggles in regards to money, and there can also be some kind of emotional spending. So there's a big push and pull here happening in the 2nd and the 8th house. Luckily, Venus is going to trine Uranus on January the 15th. So she's going to trine from the 2nd to the 6th house. So there can be some kind of breakthrough in your work routine, and something in regards to like investing in something that is going to be beneficial for your workspace. Something can change in your office setup. There can also be a surprise opportunity at work coming forth from that. So that is going to be very beneficial for you, my dear Sagittarius. Then we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn, and that is going to happen on January the 18th. This is setting new intentions for new streams of income, and definitely stable streams of income. There can be a reset in your budget. There can be a rebuilding team happening in your self-esteem and within your values and your skills and talents. This is about like grounded abundance and long-term strategy being implemented in regards to money. So very, very beneficial, my dear Sagittarius. Later, all the planets are going to start to conjunct Pluto in your third house. So in the later half of January, there's going to be a very big focus on themes of intensity within talking, within communication, within emails, within blogging, podcasting, within your technological devices. First, Venus is going to conjunct Pluto, intense conversations with your siblings or your neighbors, shifting your mindsets. Your words are going to carry a lot of weight. Then after that, Mercury is going to conjunct Pluto, deep investigative researching dynamics within your mind, deep talks, revealing talks, deep thoughts as well, an investigative mind, powerful conversations with your relatives or siblings and partners, as well as all of this energy is going to trine Uranus, conjunct almost the descendant, still in the 6th, but very closely towards the 7th. January the 23rd, Sun conjunct Pluto, again, spotlight on mindset. And then on January the 26th, Neptune is going to enter Aries in the 5th house. New 14-year cycle that is getting kicked off. You're going to feel this immensely if you have placements between 0 and 5 degrees of Sagittarius placements, because then it's going to be a very big fire trine towards your sun, moon, or rising. You can feel very inspired, very creative. There's going to be some spiritual joy. Like spirituality will be a means of expressing your fun and gratitude and joy in the 5th house. So that is very cool. But watch a little bit for over idealizing things in regards to love and attraction. Peak volatility, peak emotional volatility in January. It will be the 27th, whenever Mars is going to conjunct Pluto in your 3rd house. Watch your words. Your words are going to be blades, knives, guns, bombs. There can be conflict with your siblings and your neighbors. That can be quite profound, to be honest. But that in itself is going to lead towards like a mental rebirth. And you're going to shed yourself and purge some kind of dynamics that are happening within your local environment. So, my dear Sag, the emphasis for you is especially on the financial axis, the 2nd and the 8th house, giving and taking. Where have you been overgiving? Where have you been not valuing yourself enough? But definitely a perfect month for implementing new streams of income. Try to really, make some kind of budgeting plan. That is going to be very, very helpful for you for the next couple of months. So plant new seeds in regards to the 2nd house of money. You can have a very major purchase with Mars in the 2nd house. Do not go too impulsive with spending your money. Be a bit mindful. But with Venus there in the first part of the month, definitely there can be an increase in attracting, beautifying things and things that can add towards your beneficial numbers and increasing that on your bank account. So good luck, my dear Sag, and let me know what happens for you guys. I wish you a lot of good luck. We have Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What's up, my dear Capricorn? You are like one of the biggest stars of today's show, and especially of the month of January. We are, of course, in Capricorn season, but holy guacamole, look at this triple conjunction that is going to happen in your sign. That is spectacular. So for you, we're going to put an emphasis, of course, on all the planets that are happening through your sign right now. And we're also going to put an emphasis on your chart ruler, Saturn, but actually it's still in the 3rd house, not doing a lot of things. They're going to make like a sextile towards all the planets in Capricorn. So let's kick off the month with the full moon in the sign of Cancer. That is going to happen on January the 3rd. That is really, it's conjunct Jupiter, conjunct fixed star Sirius. This is going to give you immense blessings and a lot of beneficial, positive feelings in the realms of relationships and marriage in the 7th house. So a big emotional culmination point around your marriage, around your business collaborations as well. This is about commitments, finding more clarity in that. There can be an engagement, there can be marriage, there can be a make or break kind of energy happening right now. This is highlighting the me, Capricorn, versus we, Cancer axis, and you're going to feel that getting more intense as we go throughout the month of January. Because between January the 6th and the 9th, Sun, Venus, and Mars are all going to make a conjunction to they're all going to make a conjunction towards each other. First Sun, Venus, then Venus, Mars, and then Sun and Mars. So that is like spectacular, all happening within your sign, my dear Capricorn. And if you want to know more about that, I've made like a whole video that I've dedicated on the triple conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. So definitely go check that out if you are a Capri. So Sun conjunct Venus, glow up energy. You're going to have an increased kind of charm, more visibility. People are going to feel very attracted towards you. You can feel a boost in your confidence, very magnetic, attractive, and socially smooth. January the 8th, the cosmic lovers come together, Venus and Mars in Capricorn, in your sign. Very high drive, passionate for your personal goals. You're going to feel momentum building. Take the initiative, take the lead. If someone bumps onto your path that wants to take your hand in marriage or start some kind of business collaboration, do it, Capricorn. Do not be mindful. This could mean major financial boost. This could mean like an identity that gets totally rewired over time, and anything that crosses your path is going to prove to be very beneficial over the long term. It's in your sign. It's like gonna be totally reinventing you. So don't say no. Say some more yes this month. I know you're working hard. I know you need to meet a lot of deadlines with all the energy in Capricorn, but if someone wants to arrange some kind of meeting or wants to go on a date or something like that, make time for that. And like I know for Capricorn, with this full moon in the 7th and these triple conjunctions in the 1st house, you are one of the signs that really needs to just like this work a little bit. And if someone wants to be more than friends, don't only take them as your assistant, but really go out on a date and really get to know them. They could be the perfect match for you. So keep that in mind. So of course, all these Capricorn placements in your 1st house are going to then start to oppose Jupiter in your 7th house from the 9th until the 14th. So yeah, it's self-direction versus the partnership demands. A lot of magnetism increases, but so can ego clashes. Do not go over compromise. Definitely do not over compromise to your clients. They are also found in the 7th. Of course, middle of the month, all the Capricorn energy is going to start to sextile Saturn in your 3rd house. Structure, discipline, and mindset. It's going to add that to it. Consistency, follow up on all your business appointments and your calls and your clients. Very beneficial to do that. Of course, we're also going to see a Mercury-Mars conjunction, and that is going to happen on January the 18th, on the same day that we're going to have a new moon in your sign, in the sign of Capricorn. So Mercury-Mars, direct speech, intense debates, strong assertiveness in your boundaries. You can be pitching ideas, taking a lot of action. Very, very beneficial energy, because on the 18th, we have also a new moon in Capricorn. This is your annual reset, but this one is going to be like amplified by Jupiter, so on steroids. Very big for a new identity chapter. Excellent for like committing fully to a routine or a new goal and making all of that real into reality, Capricorn. Venus is then going to conjunct Pluto. Like first, everything aligns in Capricorn, then they're all trining Uranus in your 5th house of joy. So your whole new identity that you're forming, which will be fully expressed in the 5th, and it's going to lead to a lot of joyous moments. And then after that trine Uranus, they're all one by one going to start to conjunct Pluto. So they're all going to have their personal like moment with Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, in your 2nd house of money and finances. So first Venus conjunct Pluto, shift in values, then Mercury conjunct Pluto, deep talks about money, new strategy in that, budgeting, pricing, negotiations going on in regards to that. and also like transforming your mindset, or like transforming communication that is going to be around your birth, your income, and what you truly value in the second house. A day later, Sun is going to conjunct Pluto. Spotlight is on security, a very big turning point in how you build stability financially, especially. And then on the same day, like Mars is going to enter Aquarius, also in your second house of money. Do not be too impulsive with money, but I know that I do not really need to mention that to Capricorns. They are very mature with their money. But definitely on January the 26th, we also have a very big shift of Neptune entering Aries in your fourth house. This is going to start a whole new 14-year cycle in regards to your home, your family, your roots, and that is all going to become more spiritualized and idolized. But the boundaries are going to get a little bit blurred, so you need to be careful for that. Build a spiritual sanctuary in your home. January the 27th, alarm bells are going to go off because Mars is going to conjunct Pluto in your second house. This is going to be the peak intensity around your power in regards to money and how that affects your self-worth. There's going to be a major financial drive, but a very big potential for like power struggles. This is like all or nothing kind of energy, and there's going to be decisions at very high stakes. Do not spend your money impulsively with Mars in the second. There can be more costs than you imagined. Keep that into account. But definitely a very, very interesting month for you, my dear Capricorn. Let me know what happens with all of that energy. I'm very, very curious. Let me know in the comments below how you're already feeling that kind of energy, because it's already palpable. And let me know, and I wish you the best of luck. Very, very special month, my dear Capricorn. We have Aquarius and Moon or Rising. What's up, my dear Aquarius? Happy New Year. On January the 3rd, we're going to kick off the month with the full moon in Cancer, and for you, that happens in your 6th house of daily routines. So this is about your work, your health, your pets, your schedules, and your body is going to give very clear signals. Be careful of your hormones and your cortisol levels as well. Jupiter has been expanding your workflow. The full moon, there's something might needs to be let go of in regards to things that give you stress. Between January the 6th and the 9th, Sun, Venus, Mars are all going to make a conjunction, and for you that's going to happen in your 12th house. So you're one of the signs that is going to be, it's going to be more subtle, the whole rare Capricorn stellium that is happening in the 12th house. It's more behind the scenes. There can be secret romance kind of vibes. It's going to bring spiritual softness, synchronicities in regards to your long-term subconscious healing that is taking place, creative flow, intimate healing. But you're going to want to be alone probably for an extended period of time with the sign of Capricorn. So if you feel overwhelmed by your daily routines and tasks, just like take a step back and really dive into your spiritual practices. If you start any new spiritual practice under this energy, it's going to prove to be of great stability over the long term. There's going to be a drive for closure with Sun and Mars together, for cutting cords, energetic cords, ending cycles that have been withstanding for way too long. You need to finish what's draining you with the opposition to Jupiter and then the full moon in the 6th. Then from the 9th until the 14th, the whole Capricorn 12th house stellium is going to be opposing with Jupiter in your chart. So there's big tension around rest versus your workload. You might want to sleep a little bit more, but maybe you have a lot of work to do. Watch for burnout and for your body giving you a lot of signals. If you want to overeat, stress eat, that is like a sign that your hormones are out of balance, that your cortisol is spiking too much, and you need to like calm down everything and nurture your body. It's in the sign of Cancer. Very, very important during this time. On January the 15th, a very positive day for you, my dear Aquarius, because Venus is going to trine your chart ruler Uranus in the 4th house. So Venus enters yours. Venus is later going to enter your sign, but on the 15th, it's going to be trining Uranus from the later degrees of Capricorn. So sudden insights in regards to your home, breakthroughs through your dreams. There can be synchronicities from your ancestral realms coming up. There can be spirit messages and your guides coming through. Also good for like cleaning up the house. or your home with Uranus in the 4th, and then with that cleaning a lot of subconscious baggage as well. We're gonna have a new moon in the sign of Capricorn, and that is gonna happen on January the 18th, and it's gonna happen in your 12th house. So yeah, this is a major portal of release. This is a renewal, subconscious healing. You need to really let go of some patterns that were really stable, but they're not serving their purpose anymore. So take some time to retreat, really dive into like spiritual practices, meditation, plant new seeds, and the astral realms. And with Mars in the 12th house here for the entirety of January, your sleeping cycles might get massively disturbed, to be honest. Mars in the 12th can really give you troubles falling asleep, trouble sleeping through, not feeling rested, very active dreams as well, guns, knives, bombs going off in your dreams, and you can feel like what the hell is happening? Well, it is Mars in your 12th house. There's also an energy where you can end up in a hospital more easily, so be mindful, do not take risks. With opposition to Jupiter, it's going to inflate all of this energy, so really be a bit mindful about that. On January the 19th, Venus enters your sign. Your personal magnetism is going to become way more heightened. People are going to feel attracted to you. They're going to look up to you. People are going to send loving looks your way as well. You're going to come over you're going to be way more charming. That is going to be very, very beautiful. But at the same time, Venus is going to conjunct Pluto. Excuse me. Venus conjunct Pluto in your sign. Very big magnetic reinvention. Charm, Venus, intensity, power, Pluto, they come together. So yeah, powerful presence. But really watch a little bit of obsessive tendencies. People are going to be attracted to you, but maybe they want to control or dominate you, or maybe they do not want to see you in your full power. Be a little bit mindful about that. There can be extremes in love affairs as well, and very intense, passionate attraction being found as well. So yeah. We also then see a sextile between your two chart rulers in the month of January, which is very, very beneficial. The 2nd and 4th house. This is a smart restructuring of your money and who you live with at home. January 22nd, Mercury is going to enter your sign, dear Aquarius. Your voice is going to be louder. Voice is going to be very clear. There's going to be a lot of clarity, and you're really going to be able to communicate your new inventive ideas. Because as soon as Aquarius season starts and this whole stellium of planets comes into your sign, it's going to be a whole new start for you, my dear Aquarius. Like Capricorn and the 12th house is more like rest, isolation, working behind the scenes. But then if you are done working behind the scenes and Aquarius season starts and you show all of your new inventive ideas, oh my God, Aquarius, February, like the last week of January and February is going to be such a big, innovative, surprising month, and you're gonna feel liberated by things that have been weighing you down in Capricorn in the 12th house. So yeah, 22nd of January, Mercury conjunct Pluto. Your words are gonna be very, very powerful. Watch how you think, watch how you speak to yourself, watch how you communicate with others. There's gonna be a lot of intense conversations. There's gonna be truth bombs going off. And you're gonna be showing the world like, I am a changed person. I've purged a lot of shit, emotional shit in the 12th house, and now I'm ready to reinvent myself and show the way how I've changed. So then the Sun enters Aquarius as well. Sun will be conjunct Pluto. A big spotlight is going to be on your personal power and on your new identity and your reinvention, and that others are going to react so strongly towards you. Do not let them take power over you. If you stand in your power, do not let them take you away, but do not go out like a crazy person and try to manipulate others with your newfound power, because that is going to backlash massively. Neptune is then going to enter Aries in your 3rd house. More on that later in my Aries video, but this is going to be a new 14-year cycle about intuitive thinking, spiritual synchronicities coming through, having a very poetic voice, very siren kind of voice, but you're gonna need to stay grounded in communication and careful about signing contracts. January the 27th, Mars is gonna enter Aquarius, a big surge in energy. You're gonna feel very assertive. Your physical drive is gonna be massively increases. Your vitality kicks up a notch. Be careful not to like go full crazy Aquarius mode, but you're definitely gonna feel a push to go out, to conquer, to conquest, and to assert your new ideas and really like evade people with your strong thoughts. And then yeah, it's gonna be a lot, because Mars is gonna conjunct Pluto as well as we speak on January the 27th. And this is going to be the peak of the intensity. Your power, your will, conflict, drive, they're all coming together and they're going to fuse in your sign. So do not take too much of a big risk. There's going to be there's definitely going to be a conflict. I'm just like going to say it as it is. You Aquarius can take it, but be careful for accidents. Do not take any risks. Do not go burning bridges without like fueling or like channeling your fire, because yeah, you're gonna overheat, definitely. Go work out in the gym, work it out in the bedroom. That is gonna be the biggest tip that I can give you guys. So yeah, Aquarius, you are one of the biggest implicated signs here this month. First, everything in the 12th, rather quietly, and then suddenly everything jumps into the 1st house of your sign, and it's gonna be so. Keep that in mind. But definitely very big changes in yeah, all the new ideas that you're gonna be testing in February and the end of January, and in February we're gonna have a whole new eclipse in your sign as well, squaring off with your ruler. The energy is already going to be coming in. You're going to be starting feeling it as soon as Aquarius season starts. So Aquarius, you are in for a major rumbling, a major kind of situation that creates upheaval, but then you're going to feel liberated after that. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's going to be quite exciting. So let me know what happens, my dear Aquarius, and I wish you the best of luck. We have Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So, my dear Pisces, we're gonna kick off the month with the full moon in the sign of Cancer. And for you, that's happening in a fellow sister's water sign and in the 5th house, the house of joy, with your ancient ruler Jupiter. This is so positive, my dear Pisces. Big emotional peak around your romance, around your creativity, your pleasure, your kids, the things that make your heart sing. Very festive, very fertile. If you've been trying to get pregnant, this can be the moment that you find out that it happened. And maybe you're giving birth, maybe your kids are telling you that you're pregnant and you're gonna become like a grandmother or something like that. But the expansion in the family is very palpable. And if it's not a physical amplifying energy, then it's going to be an emotional amplifying energy. But definitely something in regards to family, fun, pleasure is going to be highlighted, and it's going to reach some kind of culmination point. So for you, my dear Pisces, we're going to look, of course, at Neptune and Jupiter, which are the 2 rulers, but there's so much happening in the sign of Capricorn in your 11th house. Sun, Venus, Mars are all going to make a conjunction in the 11th house of your social sphere, your networks, your communities, your online presence, but definitely a very big focus on your friend groups. So with the Sun, social warmth, with Venus, social chemistry, with the conjunction to Mars, there's going to be a lot of parties, a lot of passionate collaborations. You can even like ignite some kind of sexual or romantic spark within someone in your friend group. So yeah, a friend can definitely become a lover under this energy, and it's making sextiles towards your Sun, Moon, or Rising. very beneficial energy. The cosmic lovers that are going to unite in your 11th house, or maybe some of your best friends are going to tell you like we're getting married, or your friends of you are going to come together and start a relationship. It's going to be something along those lines. But definitely with the Sun, Mars also there, you're hungry for like progress. There's going to be a lot of momentum and traction in your social sphere. So go to a lot of networking events. They're really going to be opening doors, even for you in career kind of way, or in some kind of more exposure and visibility as well. But definitely drive and ambition and your goals and your hopes for the future are all coming together this month. So very, very cool. Because this whole planetary stellium in Capricorn is going to make an opposition to Jupiter, your ancient chart ruler, in the 5th house of joy. And it's going to do that from the 9th of January until the 15th. So it's what the group wants versus what your heart wants. There can be a lot of social obligations, but maybe you want to put more emphasis on romantic or creative flows, or maybe you need to take care of your children. Do not overcommit to either one of them, not to your friend groups, but not to everyone who needs your help at home. There can be some kind of theme of overcommitting. There's going to be social drama in your friend group. There's going to be a lot of pressure being between the 11th and the 5th house. Venus is going to trine Uranus in your 11th from the 3rd on January the 15th. So there can be a lot of breakthroughs in your network. Can even be if you post something, the 3rd house is like technological advices, and the 11th house is online presence. You can even go viral or can like gain traction, or momentum is building, and your visibility online as well. So good time for publishing or posting something or making a major announcement. Mercury is going to be conjunct Mars during the new moon in Capricorn in your 11th house. That will be a time when there's going to, emotions are going to tend to rise high. There's going to be conflicts, battles, maybe long-term issues within the friend group are going to like reach some kind of boiling point. And with that comes, of course, a new seed that is going to be planted. So a powerful reset for your friendships, for your community and your audience. If a new collaboration bumps onto your path, say 1,000 times yes, because this is one of the best times for business of the entire year. Venus then is going to enter Aquarius in your 12th house. Energy is going to turn more inward. There can be even hidden love affairs, more solitude, behind the scenes, healing and love. A lot of private processing is going to come forth. Then Venus is also going to conjunct Aquarius. Venus is going to conjunct Pluto. Very deep subconscious intensity, very private emotional purging. You're going to need more space after all the drama and the 11th house, for sure. Mercury is then going to enter Aquarius on the 22nd. Your focus of your mind goes more inwards. You're going to have a lot of strong dreams, messages going forth through dreams, a lot of private planning, and hidden realizations that are going to come forth, maybe from your spirit guides as well, because it happens in the 12th. Mercury is then also going to conjunct Pluto. Truth are going to rise from your subconscious. It's going to give you a lot of psychological insights. Watch for feeling a little bit paranoia. Do not over-obsess. Go to bed at time. Do not doom scroll your life away during this time, because you're subconsciously way more easily influenced. So be mindful about that. Then the Sun is going to enter Aquarius. Quieter season begins for you. Sun is going to conjunct Pluto in your 12th. Very big purging point. It's emotional ending, surrender, deep healing work. Watch your energy levels and watch your mental health during the entire month of January. There's going to be a big focus on self-sabotaging patterns, but depending on how severe they are, they could really like stir the pot. Neptune, luckily, is going to leave your sign. It's going to enter Aries on January 26th. So let's just celebrate this one. You've been going through that for the last 14 years. Now it's going to shift into your 2nd house of money. More about that later in my Neptune in Aries video. And we're going to end the month with Mars entering the sign of Aquarius, also in your 12th house. your drive is going to become more private, but you can feel like a damper on your drive. So do not force yourself. Mars in the 12th house can really give you a lot of problems in your sleeping cycles. They can get a little bit disturbed. They can get very active. There can be some more frequent nightmares. So just give yourself space, love, time to heal. Do not panic in any kind of way. Mars in the 12th can always feel like some kind of loss of energy. It is normal during this time. And we're in winter season. We need to hibernate. We need to cocoon, focus on Jupiter in the 5th house and do some fun things at home and just rest whenever you need to, because January the 27th is going to be the highest emotional volatile peak in the month of January, because Mars will be conjunct Pluto. There can be a lot of hidden anger coming forth. There can be an energetic overload. There can be feelings like, oh my God, I am so done with all this bullshit. Like, just leave me the fuck alone and protect your sleeping patterns. Do not there's also going to be like some kind of emphasis on invisible enemies, hidden enemies, people who try to let you doubt yourself, are going to try to take over your power behind the scenes in a very sneaky kind of way. So if that happens, just know that it's normal and it's part of the cycle, and it's just a sign of the time right now. But we're going to end the month with the Mercury conjunct Venus also in your 12th house, and that is going to like soothe over a lot of the earlier transits that I've been talking about. So this is more about peaceful processing. So let me know what happens for you, my dear Pisces. Sorry that I've went so fast through your sign, but I'm actually seeing the clock and I need to go get my New Year's cake at the bakery before they close. So yeah, that would be like that would be a mess up, or like a very big fuck up if I was like too late at the bakery and I would like end up at my New Year's Eve table without my chocolate mousse cake. I'm really like looking forward. So yeah, of course I'm filming this on the 31st. Of course you're watching this on January the 1st. So I wish you all a very happy new year, and just remember that the real new year only starts in March, whenever Aries season kicks off. But nevertheless, we can have a good party, we can have a good time and have a lot of fun, and I wish you all a lot of blessings and a lot of love for 2026. May all of your dreams come true. And that is like so how do you say it, so typical, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna maybe do a whole new party, a whole New Year's party in March when it's my birthday. Then it's like, then we can have like the real kickoff and really set our new intentions whenever spring sprung. And yeah, that's gonna be a very, very interesting time, because then we're gonna have like a whole stellium in the sign of Aries. So yeah, Aries this year, oh my God, you're gonna get a kick in the butt. So you can like get off of the couch and assert yourself, and like with Saturn in your sign as well. But okay, I need to stop right now, because I'm gonna do a 2026 video pretty soon, where I'm gonna go over all the very important highlights of the entire year. And yeah, February, the eclipse in Aquarius is gonna be profound. January the 27th, Mars Pluto is gonna be profound. The whole stellium in April of 2026. And we're also going to have Venus retrograde happening in October, and it's going to do that in the sign of Scorpio. So yeah, there are actually a lot of important things. The North nodes are going to shift during the summer. We're going to have eclipses and new signs of Leo and Aquarius. We're going to have Uranus squaring the North node. Uranus is going to bend the nodes, so it's going to square the North and the South node at the same time, because it makes a square towards them. That is going to be very, very surprising as well. So yeah, looking forward to diving deeper in the year of 2026. So subscribe for that. Stay tuned. You can ring or like click the ring button, or like yeah, how do you say it, like the alarm thingy. You can like click it on, and then you receive notifications, so wherever I upload any video. So thank you guys all so much for joining. I wish you a very blissful month of January. Remember that it can get quite explosive towards the end of the month when all the planets are going to conjunct Pluto. Use your power wisely. Do not go on the attack. And just like when it's getting a little bit too overwhelming, just like take a deep breath and just know that Aquarius season is here meant to shake us up and liberate us from something. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you back soon.